Hello, welcome. In this short video, let us look at the CRB for a vector transformation and an example illustrating this concept. So, given the vector theta bar that has p components, that is theta bar is equal to theta 1, theta 2 up to theta p. It has p scalar components, and then the probability distribution of the observations x is a function of this vector. Now our goal or our objective in this video is to study the CRB on the new vector alpha, which is a function of this vector theta bar. Here the key point is that alpha is also a vector with r components. Basically, G is a vector transformation that transforms a vector of p components to a new vector of r components. So, the CRB for the covariance matrix of this new vector alpha is defined as follows. It is C alpha hat, that is the covariance of the estimator alpha hat, is bounded by the product of the Jacobian of the function g of theta bar multiplied by inverse of the Fisher information matrix I inverse of theta bar, that is I of theta bar is the Fisher information matrix corresponding to the parameter vector theta bar, and then transpose of the Jacobian. So this is the CRB for the covariance matrix of the estimator alpha hat. So the matrix I of theta bar is the Fisher information matrix corresponding to vector theta bar, and the Jacobian of the function g of theta bar is defined as follows. The first row consists of derivatives with respect to the p components of the first component of the vector alpha. That is, we have the derivative of the first component of the vector g of theta bar with respect to the first component of theta bar, that is theta 1, and then we have derivative of the first component with respect to theta 2, and so on until we have the derivative with respect to the pth component. And finally, and next, we have the derivative of the second component of the function with respect to the first component of the vector. And similarly, we have the derivative with respect to the pth component of the vector in the second row and the pth column. And the final row is the derivatives of the rth component of the function g with respect to the components of the parameter vector theta bar. So this is the structure of the Jacobian matrix. So let us look at an example illustrating this theorem. So consider a linear model x of n that has a constant and a white noise component. That is, W of n has a Gaussian distribution with mean equal to 0 and variance equal to sigma square. So our goal is to derive the CRB for a parameter alpha defined as a square by sigma square, which basically signifies the SNR of the observations x of n. So here clearly the parameter alpha is a function of the two parameters a and sigma square. So when we compare this definition with the parameter alpha and theta bar, we can clearly see that the number of components in the function or parameter alpha is clearly equal to 1, and the number of components in the vector theta bar is clearly equal to 2. That is, theta bar is equal to a comma sigma square. In order to determine the CRB for this function alpha, that is the SNR, we need to know the Jacobian matrix for this, or in this case, since r is equal to 1, Jacobian is a vector. that is derivative of the g of theta bar with respect to theta bar is clearly equal to derivative of the function with respect to the parameter a and also the derivative with respect to the parameter sigma square. And in this case, the function g of theta bar is a scalar. That is why we only have one row in the Jacobian. So the Jacobian becomes the derivative of the function alpha with respect to the parameters a and sigma square. So the derivative with respect to a is clearly equal to 2 times a by sigma square. And the derivative with respect to sigma square is clearly equal to minus a square by sigma power 4. So this is the Jacobian. And since we only have one parameter or one component in the function alpha, we only have one row in the Jacobian. Next, we need to construct the Fisher information matrix. But from a previous video, we know that for a linear model x of n equal to a plus w of n following a Gaussian distribution with the parameters a and sigma square unknown, the Fisher information is clearly given by I of theta bar is equal to n by sigma square 0, 0 and n by 2 times sigma power 4. So this is the Fisher information matrix corresponding to the linear model x of n is equal to a plus w of n and a log likelihood function, the parameters a and sigma square equal to minus n by 2 logarithm of 2 pi sigma square minus summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n minus a whole square divided by 2 times sigma squared. Given this log likelihood function, our Fisher information matrix is given by this structure. So the inverse Fisher information matrix can be easily calculated as sigma square over n 0, 0 and 2 times sigma power 4 by n, since this is a diagonal matrix. So the covariance function of the estimator alpha hat basically becomes variance of the estimator alpha hat since alpha has only one component. So the CRB becomes variance of alpha hat is bounded by the product of the Jacobian g of theta bar with respect to theta bar multiplied by inverse of the Fisher information matrix multiplied by transpose of the Jacobian, which is equal to the product of 2a divided by sigma square minus a square divided by sigma power 4, that is the Jacobian, and then the inverse Fisher information matrix sigma square by n 0, 0 sigma power 2 times sigma power 4 by n, and the transpose of the Jacobian is given by 2a by sigma square minus a square by sigma power 4, and this becomes the product of the first row and the matrix becomes 2a by n, since sigma square and sigma square cancel each other. And for the next term, the product of this 2a by sigma square with 0 is 0, and the product of a square by sigma power 4 into 2 sigma power 4 by n becomes minus a square by 2 times minus 2 times a square by n, and the product with 2a by sigma square minus a square by sigma power 4, and the product of these two vectors is clearly equal to 4a square by n into sigma squared plus 2 times a power 4 by n times sigma power 4. And since alpha is equal to a square by sigma square, by using this definition, the bound becomes 4 times alpha by n plus 2 times alpha square by n. Therefore, the variance is bounded by, or the CRB is given by, the sum of these two terms, which is clearly equal to 2 alpha over n multiplied by 2 plus alpha, where alpha is the SNR. Thus, we can use the CRB on a vector transformation to determine the CRB for a function of two parameters in a linear model. Thanks for watching.